Well, I guess I'm using my phone because my third SD card had a problem. Luckily, I think I can buy an SD card in town. And I do have a second mini SD in this phone, and it was actually my biggest one. So who knows? Maybe my phone will be my new video camera. So the big change about to happen is that I'm going to have to get real. I've been talking with a couple who are an appropriate match for this project and have skill sets. They're motivated. They understand the need for making money. The guy has experience with affiliate marketing. The woman has experience with animals. So they're candidates. We've talked a lot now, some, and they're good candidates. You know, they understand the need for business. They seem really realistic. They seem motivated. They have been trusted house sitters for some people and are looking for a new place to be. And this place is exactly what they want so far. And luckily I have a lot of videos online where I show, you know, me in the place. I actually don't show the entire place because I don't feel like it. It's a privacy thing. And so I'm going to make some listings online of the community. Well, really communities plural, because as I imagine different neighborhoods having different goals, you know, I can make a listing that is more family oriented for a neighborhood that has more kids, maybe is even very kid focused. I can make a community that's primarily remote workers to attract people who can bring in a lot of money from elsewhere and want to live in a natural environment with selected, filtered people. You're welcome to contact me. I'll probably make a food forest profile, food forest heaven profile, and you can find me that way as well. I'll be publishing that. And maybe a crowdfunding effort, particularly for people who have already been accepted to come. That might be a way for them to donate. I also need to set up a nonprofit so potentially people can make tax-deductible donations. That would be a really huge win where people essentially could come here for free. That's a bunch of work. I don't really feel like doing it, but, you know, and then cleaning up the place. It's not as hard as I think. You know, a lot of times you build stuff up in your head like, oh, it's so hard. But then you do it and it's like, well, it's not hard once you get it done and you benefit then. So I spent years ignoring reality, and it's, I don't want to continue the way things are. I'm lonely, and actually I'm missing my window for doing a drone map of the whole property this year. It isn't required, I mean, but it would give me a vision of the land that I don't have. I've walked it. I understand it really well. I've dug, I've cut trees, I've built roads. Well, they're just dirt roads. So I hire a bulldozer, and I got more bulldozer work to do. But for crowdfunding, I mean, I need to dump about $20,000 into this just to get it going enough to handle groups, really. There's issues like solar power would be a big one. That's huge. And really, there has to be somebody with a vehicle here. In fact, it's more than $20,000 I need, because just a vehicle might cost that. I need a vehicle that I can pick people up at the airport securely and privately, because I am going to invite some notable people here that can't take a public airplane. So they have to fly in on a private airplane, and nobody should know they're here. You know, they need total privacy, no press. So different people have different needs. And then basic cleanup is pretty easy, but I do want to make some infrastructure improvements. I actually need to put in 2 solar power systems, one at a building over there and one at a building way over there. And then we could have battery packs that could get charged at those larger solar power stations, so that then people could charge those packs and they would have power in remote locations, so they can, use their computer at night and write or do whatever creative work they do. They can have lighting. I mean, candles are cute, but we have technological things that will expand our power, and so we need to do that. So really, I need like over $200,000 to get this place going. And of course, some of that will come with the people who are coming. I don't want to accept people here anymore for free. That's bullshit. People can figure out how to fund themselves, or I can help them fund themselves. They have to be bringing value into the system. So like with this couple I was talking to, we were talking about grants, and this guy has been involved with writing grants before. And the thing is, a lot of aspects of this place were perfect for some kinds of grants. A donkey sanctuary. We could be having endangered animals that we are reproducing. We could. I have plants now that are kind of endangered. Like one of my orchids, people harvest the flowers of it in the wild and sell them. But that's the sexual organ of the plant. And so what they're doing is making it so the plant can't reproduce. That's the exact opposite of what I want to do. I want to put those orchids, this is an epiphytic orchid, I want to put them way up in the trees, so that then the little spores or seeds or whatever they're called for orchids fall down into little cracks. We could pick trees that have crevices in them and stuff. Also, we could set up special terrariums. I don't always feel like I'm yelling. Anyway, special terrariums that were perfect conditions for them, so that when they flower, or maybe greenhouses, when they flower, all those little spores and stuff fall onto exactly the right medium, and we keep that exactly the right humidity, perhaps experimenting with that, having some trays of medium that those fall onto, and then we'll water some of them more than others, or have different levels of humidity, and we'll figure out the exact way to produce that particular orchid and make thousands of them off of one single flower. That's possible. I don't even think that's difficult. It just takes time and attention. And I've got a lot of special projects that could have their own crowdfunding effort. Probably the first one is probably a solar sauna. And I have a different video about solar saunas. You can look stuff up on my channel. You can do a search on solar and you'll find related things. I don't know if I've made a single video just about that, but maybe I should. Maybe that'll be my next video I make right now. Because keeping people clean without using a lot of water is absolutely critical. So getting a vehicle, getting solar power, getting a sauna, and then also I've talked about a building program before. And that would be fantastic first program to start. And that would be available to people who apply. So it's not open to the public, to just anyone, but people could apply. They have to be somewhat in tune with some of the aspects of the community, but they're not signing on as residents. They're coming in for a program. And I can picture that as being a month. It might be really hard for people to take a whole month off. I guess I could have it be a 2-week program, but it'd be running all year, or most of the year. And so, with different times being more open than others because of the weather and stuff like that. But, that would be a great program to start. And maybe one of the first buildings that get built is one I can hide out in. Because the thing is, my privacy goes to hell when I have people here. But that's why I've been thinking about roles so much. About roles people can fill, because as it is now, when I get a group of 65 people here, I'm exhausted. I'm trying to video stuff, organize events, help people with stuff, I'm just trying to do too much stuff. And, you know, somebody's got to run the kitchen. There's just so many roles, and I really, ideally, should have nothing to do. Everything should get away from me. I'm going to die anyway. So that is the goal, is get rid of me as being relevant to anything. And the truth is, even if I don't have anything official I have to do, I'll still be really busy doing stuff. Because there's always something that comes up. You know, injuries, security issues, things. But if it's really managed correctly, I should become irrelevant. So, if you're interested in that, I haven't set up a perfect system yet, but I do recommend signing up for a site. It's the best one I've seen yet, because it's a matching program to match people and communities. It's a website. It's called icmatch.org. Sign up for icmatch.org. I'm going to promote that. I'm going to create profiles of different communities that really are different aspects of this single project. And I'm going to say on those profiles on different sites, I only take people that fill out this form on this site, icmatch.org, because that's how we can figure out if we actually share values or not. And so that is the current goal. We'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, sign up for that. I don't even know if I'll use the name Food Forest Heaven on those, because a lot of them require you to say your location. I don't feel like saying my location on this channel. I want to filter things a little bit. God, this is scary to do. But I think I can do it right. I can at least do better, far better than I did before, where I accepted tons of short-term people who had no interest in investing in a project at all. They were just traveling around trying to play as cheap as possible. That does not work long-term. So I'm looking for very specific people with drive, hopefully with resources, or definitely with the ability to gather resources using my systems or theirs. If you have people to recommend, do it. Send them this video. They'll look at the other videos, and most of them will think, why the hell would I want to hang out with that crazy guy? But some of them will think, I am intrigued. I don't like where I'm at, and I want to make a move. And I talk a lot about values in my various videos, and so they can figure out whether they like my values or not. And then if they sign up for icmatch.org, they might not know which community is mine or not. That's good. They'll have to answer honestly. They can't lie. Shouldn't lie.